After finally graduating from college, there is nothing more I want to do but to make another Dehya video. And what convenient timing that Nicole recently came out, and I must say, Weaver's nailed her design extremely well this time around. From her looks to her amazing kit, so if you are planning to get her but want details if she works with Dehya or how good she is in general, that's exactly what I'm here to do. Now, despite her banner being gone by the time I made this video, you can use it as a reference the next time she reruns. And since Snezhnaya will most likely focus on the cryo element and not pyro for a while, I think this video will age well by the time she returns on her next rerun. I'll be talking about her kit and explain her pool value and how valuable her early constellations are, and show off teams I've used with Nicole, and finish the video off with endgame footage. If you have more questions, make sure to leave a comment, and for further help, join the Discord. We got like-minded Dehya mains that enjoy her as much as I do. For now, let me talk to you about Nicole and how much potential she has to make favorites like my Dehya stronger. First off, can we take another moment to appreciate how gorgeous she is? I'm just glad Weaver's nailed her design exactly the way most of us wanted this time around. Fun fact, Nicole so far is the only character to have a unique talent menu pose that nobody else has for now. And you know what? I give credit where credit is due. And I encourage Weavers to be more daring with designing characters to make them more unique. And having different idle animations goes a long way for designing characters, so please, keep doing this as this is a good sign for what's to come in Snezhnaya. Now let's talk about her kit and address what we were all thinking of the moment we read her abilities. She is a 5-star Bennett. Now with party-wide buffs, with no movement restrictions, and gives shields instead of healing, and this is all in her skill. This is huge because there were plenty of times in the Abyss and especially Stygian where bosses tend to move out of your attack range in the circle, which leads to a total reset if you are trying to beat the clock. Nicole buffs also have 100% uptime and last for 20 seconds, which can make team rotations much easier to play. And having a shield that scales off from the one stat she focuses on makes her shield a lot stronger for additional comfort value. And let's not forget the new artifacts that fits her like a glove as it provides ER in the 2-piece and the 4-piece passive being basically the Cinder City buffs. An important thing to note here is that both the artifacts and her additional passives works best when using another hexadeural character. So in the team building section of the video later on, I will be focusing on building teams that focuses around this mechanic. About her burst, it's simply a coordinated attack that gets better when using a dedicated hexadeural team like Varka, or getting constellations that improves its damage. I wouldn't worry about getting enough ER for this ability if you are not playing a dedicated hexadeural team. It's pretty nice to have, and the animation of her showing her angel wings is definitely mesmerizing to look at. Before we get to the team examples, I need to give as much context about my Dehya and especially Nicole, as I had to redo some of the script before making this video, because if I don't, I would be misleading about Nicole. So forgive me if this video took even longer to make than expected. I just want to be a responsible person when making these types of videos. So we know my Dehya C6 because I love her, and I hope that when she gets buffs, Oya will do her justice. It's no secret that my Dehya is insanely well built as I've been playing on this account since day 1. So I got all the artifacts I can test her out with. I wanted her to be strong not to prove anyone wrong, but it's because I simply enjoy playing her, and I would do anything to make her as strong as she possibly can, within my budget of course. So when I got Nicole C0 at the time and tested her with Dehya, she was ultimately a side grade for the most part. If that's all I can do for a video, this video wouldn't lead to a satisfying conclusion just like what I had with Durin. So I was thinking right before Nicole banner was ending, what if I had more Nicole copies to see how insanely valuable her C2 is for not only my Dehya team, but for every other character I own. So I went and started pulling for her with all odds against me. 2 50-50s to beat, and only enough for one 5-star attempt with the pulls I have. 35 pulls in, I got her C1. It was an amazing start, and I just got Llama C1 accidentally not too long ago, so my insane luck in this game still lives on. I barely had enough for another 5-star attempt, and did you know what happened next? I lost the 50-50 to Dehya. but something is telling me that this Dehya duplicate was a sign to pull one more time. I trusted my gambling instincts, and behold, C2 Nicole. I was so happy that it happened right before her banner was about to end, and now not only my Dehya becomes stronger, but all my older characters as well, whenever I want to revisit them again. Now don't click off the video just because this is not relatable anymore, because luckily, I saved all the DPS testing data when Nicole was at C0, the Word document, so I can not only show data from when Nicole was at C0, but also compare it to her current state at C2. So I'm making use of this insane luck to give you valuable information on how much Nicole C2 improves our favorite characters. And if you want to see showcases of Nicole C2, be sure to check out this 3-hour livestream of me testing Nicole C2. We got Ganyu, Raiden, Navia, Chaska, Varsa, Mavuika, Alakino. You get the picture. Make sure to check it out if you want more testing showcases of different characters that isn't just Dehya. Man, life is a mystery. I don't know why I risked my savings on Nicole there, but it paid off, and I want to return the favor after being gone for so long again by giving a Nicole video that went from an average one to a more insightful one. Finally, we are on the team compositions. I've tested as much as I can with the available units I own, so here's a list of teams for Dehya and the DPS numbers with C0 and C2 Nicole, just in case if C2 is something you want to invest in her next rerun. Here is the first team, which is my personal favorite, the Vape variant with Mona. By pairing Mona with another hexaderal character like Nicole, she can extend her omen duration, which is valuable for extending your rotations. As you can see from my testing up on screen, this team just doesn't do enough for Dehya even with C2 Zelonin, mainly because Mona's Hydra app from her skill doesn't last long enough for Dehya at C6. As much as I like nuke setups, I need to come up with something more consistent, and I happen to find a better solution, so chances are, you probably don't have the specific build I have for Dehya. I have Dehya on the Hunter set with Farine on the team to give me free crit stats. This weird setup was the only way for Dehya to make full use of her kit again, as Nicole's shields negates the glow set and beacon effects. For weapon, I use the male flower, but you can easily use range slasher that you probably have an abundance of to get enough EM and benefit from the passives. And with enough ER, from my personal testing, it did better than the emblem set. Mainly because there's really not any good weapon substitute since you need a crit weapon to help balance out the crit stats when using emblem. So for Vape Dehya with Nicole, I highly recommend this team as it's very consistent with the Vapes and scales extremely well with Nicole C2, upgrading from 80k DPS up to about 100k to 120k DPS. Also make sure to use Prototype Amber or Mona to get some fanfare. Hell, if you have C2 Farina, which I might invest in the future now that I got Nicole C2, this is probably going to be your strongest hyper carry team for a while. That's it for Vape teams. Now we go into the various monotype teams that will feature during a lot here. Crystallize, Swirl, Overload, and Dendro. Although I don't have any appropriate Dendro units like Kinetra and Emily, so if anyone has these units they want to share their DPS numbers with, feel free to share in the comments and Discord. Before we get into the best teams, the versatility of teams here to fight against certain enemies is really well done by Nicole in giving the advantage of being a very flexible character instead of being locked into one kind of team. Even though Overload has been very strong up to this point so far, it's nice that Nicole gives a lot more freedom in team building. Speaking of Overload, I want to quickly mention Chevres because you are probably asking who is stronger for an Overload support with Stern in the team. Well, if you're a Chevres at C6, she will do better than a C0 R0 Nicole. But if Chevres doesn't have C6, then they are probably equally the same, since C6 Chevres is a very strong constellation to miss out on. Continuing on about the monopyre variants, props to you if you have the older units like Venti and Albedo, because if you have them, it becomes more convincing to pull for Nicole, and more importantly, Albedo provides the best DPS result in Nicole Dehya teams, reaching 100k DPS that no other Dehya team was able to reach. Okay, can we not mention Binefa doing 120k? I completely forgot they are a thing, but come on. I just want my Dehya to do most of the damage here. And this team is completely nonsense because Dehya is not benefiting from this team aside from getting carried. Like, imagine if I made a video about Dehya and a lunar reaction team and I said, Inefa. Good night everyone, see you until next year.
No. Wait.
After showing you these teams, you probably wonder, since Dern appeared in a lot of these teams, is he essential to reach these DPS numbers? To give you an honest answer, yes. Because Dern is a good sub DPS that can make use of Nicole buffs and can either give shred in his light form or do more personal damage in his dark form. And if you are free to play trying to decide which characters is more important to get here first, the next time they do get a rerun, I say Dern is more important to get first because he does good damage and provides shred, something that no other units can do at C0. After getting Dern, Nicole becomes a more meaningful unit to add to the team. Is Nicole worth getting? Now before I give the answer, I just want to say again that I don't believe this video will be outdated so soon before her rerun comes back, because the cryo element is going to be the main focus going into the new region. So if you watch up to this point and worry about if this video will age poorly by the time she finally gets her rerun, I don't believe you need to worry. Answering the question now, she is not necessarily game-changing in terms of improving DPS numbers if you plan to get only C0 or 0. Nicole at this level of investment is basically a side grade at best, and can only improve specific teams like Varka. But if you like more versatility in team composition or just want a second Bennett, she can provide that for you. Now if you plan on getting more copies of Nicole in the future, this is where the answer gone from only this or that into a definite yes. Because if I were to invest in someone, I want them to be good in almost any team I put them in. I don't usually recommend getting 5-star constellations on limited characters because usually they are tied to one specific team, and that's generally where I most likely regret spending my gems on. But with Nicole being a strong buffer, especially with constellation investments, it will not only age well with future characters, but also indirectly make your favorite character stronger. I was looking for a strong character to make my Dehya stronger, so if I was going to have a hyper-invested Dehya team, then I think Nicole will be a strong candidate in what I'm looking for. So as long as I can play around the hexaduro mechanic. But until I see if Dehya is getting changes to her kit, I'm gonna hold off on fully committing into Nicole constellations until then. Now it's time for the only thing that matters most, gameplay and gameplay alone. For me in particular, Nicole made a certain Stygian run possible that I wouldn't be able to beat otherwise. But please remember to not let Stygian be a factor when deciding to pull for characters, because at the end of the day, games are meant to be fun, not stressful. And I'm doing this Stygian Fearless run because I like a good challenge after investing so much into Dehya, and I haven't done a Stygian run for a YouTube video since forever, so it's time to show how much progress I've done as a Dehya main since. Here are all the builds before going into the Stygian run. Even though I have Nicole C2, this footage show C0 Nicole instead to at least remain relatable. I do hope that whenever Hoyoverse decides to make changes for Dehya, I do hope they did her justice. In fact, when we finally get those buffs and changes, you bet that I'll make another full Dehya guide again that composes of everything I've learned since last time. Thank you for watching the video. If you want more help or want to reach out to me at any time, check the Discord. We have a small but awesome community that cares about the game and especially Dehya. But yeah, I keep forgetting to say this, but if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and perhaps subscribe for more content like this. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the Stygian Fearless run.
Time for takeoff. Yahoo! Lots off. I don't know.